My, people come and go so quickly here.
No, I don't know many people.
I know too many people. I guess we're both lonely.
Milk was a bad choice.
Are you crying? No. Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
It's the Al Travis Show, as we do on our Thursdays. We like to get Katie in here and do a little Life with Katie. Katie, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Al, how are you?
I think I found out over the weekend that life doesn't necessarily change. It's the same all the time. The process is different. What I mean by that is, remember back in the glory days, Katie, when Katie was a cheerleader and everybody was Katie's friend, and oh, there's Katie doing the announcements. Oh, there's Katie getting another award for whatever. And we all just sit there and take it.
The glory days of yesteryear. Is that
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it came back to me when you were posting all your fabulous pictures from your great 4th of July as the rest of us sat around and just did regular stuff. I think Facebook is the cheerleaders of the 21st century. It gives you that opportunity to post everything beautiful about your weekend. So the little guy who's doing nothing can feel worse about himself. Thank you. By comparison, you had a great weekend. I'm very happy for you.
I did have a great weekend, and there are probably people who had better weekends than I. So it all depends on what you consider a good weekend and what you're.
Well, did they post it? Did they get it out there so everybody can see you lounging out with the? I don't know. They didn't even invent some of these chairs or whatever you're swimming in. They didn't even have those back in my.
Oh my God, they are so cool. I need to get the one that I got at Costco. Was not as nice as the one my friend Danielle brought, like 4 of them, and I sat in one of them. Oh my God, they're fantastic. That'd be the best money a person could buy one of those and just spend the summer floating, bobbing on the water, listening to music, maybe having a beverage of some sort.
Yeah, there might have been beverages, right? You did conceal as well. Not their Jello shots, but the fireworks. I mean, you were out on the river or the lake, I presume, right, with the fireworks.
No.
Was it on the lake? Where are the fireworks?
We bobbed on the water on the 4th of July, and then I went home, took a shower, and grabbed my son, and he and I went and watched the fireworks down by Canterbury Park.
Okay. Yeah, one of these tubes looks like it's actually a hot tub in the water. Little round thing. It looked like you guys had a great time. I was very happy for you. It made me really feel great. Wonderful.
Yeah,
made me good about me.
Thing. It's really cool.
So you voted all day. I presume that's a lot of sun. It was a hot day.
Yeah.
Were you pretty chapped up?
I'm a little sunburned, and you know what's interesting? I was talking to my friend Carissa, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to wear my string bikini that I got for my trip to California. I don't care. I said, you go, girl. Are you really? I've got a 2-piece. Should I wear mine? And she's like, why not? Who cares? And I said, you know what? Yeah, why not? So I did. Oh, my stomach got really fried. And you know what? It was freeing and a little uncomfortable all at the same time. It was good.
But I think you like that now. You're in that phase of life where a little uncomfortable is A-okay.
Well, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like being that old person who's like, you know what? If you don't like it, that's too bad.
No, you get to an age. Yeah. I agree.
There you go.
Good. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you had a good 4th of July. I wanted to do this because I'm like, why don't I just save this for the representatives and the senators? It's get to know you questions, and I'm going to ask you. Fair enough?
Okay, let's go.
One place you've always wanted to see. You're a bit of a traveler in the U.S. Do you travel out of the country much?
I've been all over the Caribbean, and we used to have a timeshare in Hawaii. And I've been to Norway and England.
And what's one place you've always wanted to see then?
Oh, I want to go to Venice.
Just because you like the water, the thing's built right on the water. What is it's the architecture, right? Is that it?
No, you know what? This is a horrible answer, but it is one of my favorite movies of all time. Was The Story of Us with Bruce Willis and Michelle Pfeiffer, and in that movie, they go out and they stand and have a romantic dance
On the
right
water.
by the canal, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to go to Venice, and I want to dance next to the canal.
All right, but now you got to throw somebody else in there. It may not happen. Okay, that's fair enough. Good enough.
Hey, it may not happen. That's no, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will.
It might be in our wheelchairs, but
Have an off ramp, but that'll work. All right, one meal for the rest of your life. What would it be?
salad.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Rabbit food. That's what you're going with.
If I could do variations of salad, if it had to be the same salad, but there's so many things you can put in a salad to make it delicious. Yeah,
Are you still doing that order salad from Texas thing?
I am not, because you know what
Good.
I wasn't
Weird.
eating them and it was too expensive. So,
What's your salad choice? Caesar?
I do like a good Caesar salad with
Oh, me too.
chicken in it. I like a Fiesta Southwest salad. Love.
I don't like the
I had a
beans in that.
really good salad at Crisp and Green the other day that was watermelon, feta, spinach, and I feel like there was something else interesting in there, but
Right.
jalapenos, that was delicious. Light and refreshing. Yeah, I love
All
salad.
right. There generally are not wrong answers in this game, but that was a wrong answer. Salad. That's not good. Really?
Well,
All right.
okay. And if you told me salad was a horrible answer and it couldn't be salad, I had to pick a second thing. My second thing
Well,
would be pizza.
okay. So that's more normal because there's so many variations. I guess the same as with salad, but salad, that's a condiment for God's sake. That's why I go with hamburgers because you can put ketchup, mustard, put the barbecue sauce, mayo on there, some cheese on there, different kinds of cheese on there. You can keep a hamburger pretty fresh and new. So that hamburger is the right answer, just so you know. Hamburger.
Okay, good to know.
I don't know. Well, I've probably seen your last photo. This probably isn't this much fun. Last photo you took on your fancy phone.
Oh, you know what? It was probably last night.
See, you take them every day, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because we're always out doing something.
Yeah.
And can I tell you, last night was funny because it was a band that I really like, and you would have even liked them because I don't even.
What does that mean?
You would have liked
Even
them.
you
know what
would
they
have
do?
liked them.
They
No.
do Journey, Foreigner,
Oh.
Kansas, Styx, REO Speedwagon. It was such a blast from the past, and it was funny because every song, we're all singing along, having a ball. But my one girlfriend, who is 10 years younger than me, she's just standing there, and I'm like, you don't know the words to any of these songs, and she's like, yeah, I've never heard them before. And I'm like, well, now you know how I feel when we go out. Or
See,
we're at somebody's house and everybody's singing along to the rap stuff from the 90s. And I'm like, I don't know. I was listening to Kids Bop and Disney
Yeah.
CDs with my kids in the 90s. And I never know any of the music
That's funny.
they're singing. But it was super fun.
but that's the problem with listening to that music anymore. It drives me nuts. Is it's on oldie stations now.
Yeah.
Classic rock is like, what are you talking about? I'm not. We're not looking for Elvis Presley here. We're talking Who, and that's on the oldies now. That's how old we are. It is a horrible thing to get old.
Well, to your point, last night the one song came on and I'm like, oh, my college freshman year in college, my boyfriend was back in Forest Lake and I was up in Duluth and it was our song. And so last time I leaned over, I'm like, oh, this is my boyfriend in freshman year in college and my song. I love this song so much. And everybody's singing along and doing the hand thing. And I'm like, how long ago was that? Oh my gosh, 40 years, 41 years. It's like 41 years. Holy,
That'd be a-
I wish I hadn't done the math because it was like, good God, do I look like somebody who could have had a boyfriend 40 plus years ago?
You sound Abraham Lincoln like 4 and 80 years ago,
Oh,
2 and 2 generations later. Yeah, that's who we are. It's really
who we
this
are,
stuff,
and
you know.
Crazy when you look at it from that perspective. Well,
Can-
yay.
I'm going to ask this before we go to break, and so you can think about it for just a second. The Katie we get today, this out there bobbing in the lake all day and going to parties and music fests and all the rest. If you hadn't got divorced, is this the same Katie? Well, I mean, like we're the exact same age. If I'm going to plan a day of doing something all day long, then the next day I take off so I can, get back to normal. Your schedule is just above and over the top, and I wonder if you think you would be in the same if you hadn't been divorced, if you weren't out there. Is this who Katie is? We'll talk about it coming up. I think this is a good question. I know you're looking at me weird. We'll find out the answer right after this on the Al Travis Show.
Radio.
Tired of one-sided media and divisive noise drowning out your conservative values? Take back the conversation with Braver Angels. Join a grassroots movement to restore civility and find common ground without compromising your principles. As a conservative, your voice matters. Share your perspective on issues like immigration and public health in Red Blue workshops and help rebuild trust in our great nation. Be a leader in depolarizing America. Sign up for free at mn.braverangels.org. Braver Angels, where conservatives, liberals, and independents unite for a stronger republic.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
So I'm going over Katie's Facebook page just to see how great her life is. And I think you have a post.
Oh, and there's so much missing. It's my life is so much more fabulous than Facebook could even begin.
Yeah, you can't even begin to tell, but I love this post you put on. This is the post you put on July 7th. Just a friendly reminder that there are an entire generation of people that feel and will continue to feel that the 80s were 20 years ago. Correcting them with logic and or math is unnecessarily mean and unkind. From the Ultimate 80s page. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
All of a sudden you wake up and you're old. I mean, I'm old. I can't say you're old. You're a young lady, but you get my point. Holy Hannah.
I know. It's
so
hearing.
The question was, before we went to break, should things have been different and the Katie that's sitting in front of me now was still with someone, the right guy? Is this who you are? And I don't put this. I'm using my wife as an example, right? She goes out with her gal friends,
Mhm.
but nowhere near the frequency of the Katie Jam. Has Katie always been this person with 3 things to do a week outside of working and kids and the rest?
Only 3?
Well, I might have been. I've been shooting low. It's yes,
Well,
thank
know
you.
what? I remember when I met my now ex-husband, and I like going out and being busy. I always have, and I think that's because my mom always had us out being busy doing stuff.
Mhm.
So I always liked that. And then I met him, and he was more of a homebody. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, we were a very good combination of he got me to stay
Slow
home,
down.
I got him to go out a little bit. But then once we got married and we had kids, he traveled all the time. So
Mm.
I was always home with the kids all week long because
He was
what
gone.
we would do is, I mean, I would take them out and we would do things, but my whole time, all I did was either was a stay-at-home mom and took care of the kids, or
Mhm.
worked and took care of the kids because he was traveling for work, so that was my 24/7. And then on the weekends he would come home and be like, "Hey, do you want to do something?" He'd be like, "No, I've been gone all week. I just want to
Yeah,
be
I
home."
want to be home.
And right, I just want to be home and relax. And it's like, so I never went anywhere for decades. My mom and I had this
No.
conversation. I didn't, during the week or even on weekends, stayed home. And then even when the kids got older, no, we stayed
Yeah.
home, was and it was nice, and I loved it, and I loved my life then, but it was, and now there's just a ton of things to do, and there's kind of no reason not to go out and have fun, because again, life is short. I've
Yeah.
got this new group of friends who are all sweet and lovely, and I like them, and we have fun, and we support each other, and it's a blast. So I kind of am the person I used to be in my 20s.
But
However, I'm actually having more fun now than I think I ever had, although it's a totally different kind of fun because I wouldn't trade being married or having my
yeah.
kids. But yeah, it's a good time. And my ex-husband and I were talking, this was a couple months ago, and because he was in a band and liked to sing back in his 20s before I met him. And was talking about how we go out to bands all the time. He's like, "Man, I wish you would have liked doing that when we were,"
40.
because he's like, "I wish you would have liked that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I probably wouldn't have wanted to back then because it wouldn't um and but now it's fun." And initially when I started going out with my friends, I'm like, I could care less about going out for music because I'm more of a talk radio person than I am a music station person.
Yeah.
Um, but I was just going out to be with my friends, and around people and with friends is way more important to me than like sitting listening to band. I, for the most part, don't care that much about the band. Although last night is actually probably my favorite one. But it's just about being around the people and being around friends and whatnot who are amazing.
That's cool. With that same line, I presume back in when we were in our 20s, the bands and places we went were 10 times louder than they are now. But if I'm going to go out with people, again, music isn't my jam anyway, but I want to be able to talk to that human sitting across the street seat from me. So I'd rather not be at a quote unquote bar with a band playing, right? I want to, if we're going to go shoot some pool, I don't care, but I want to be able to have that conversation. So I know I am different now than I was. I also know that when I raised my 3 boys and they were in every sport known to man, and you're just constantly, okay, get off work, got to feed, let's go. Now we got to run to the thing. I got tired of that. I was very happy when my boys went off to college and it wasn't 3 days a week for baseball or basketball. I liked that downtime. And I'm now to a point where if I'm going to go out, I get it. We can go out and be out late, but that means it's going to be tough to get up, do the show or whatever. I limit it. I watch what I do because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to enjoy it. And if it's going to be something to ruin the next day, I probably won't do it. I've changed my going outness.
Oh, yeah. Well, and you know what? I think I've had something every night so far this week, but
Good God.
but it's not like crazy stuff. Like I went over to my girlfriend's house
Okay.
and had dinner, and
Okay.
we had a glass of wine and
Okay.
sat and chatted and had dinner. I mean, that kind of stuff. It's not
Yeah.
It's not crazy stuff. It's just
Okay. All right, that's fair enough. I think it was an interesting conversation. I appreciate you, Katie. Appreciate you being on the program. Let's do it again next week, all right?
okie doke. I think I'll be coming to you from Omaha, Nebraska.
What in the world's in Omaha, Nebraska?
Mainstream Boutique corporate store. It's our 10th anniversary. So if you're in
Okay.
Omaha, Nebraska next week, make sure and swing by Mainstream Boutique in Omaha because we'll do all kinds of fun things for our anniversary.
And as a salesman, I would say, in honor of the Omaha, Nebraska Mainstream Boutique, go to any Mainstream Boutique. Heck, go online and buy something and honor the 10th anniversary. See what I did
There
there?
you go. That works.
Bring it all the way around.
Good job. It's almost like you do this for a living.
Almost like it. We'll be back after this with more. It's Life with Katie on the Al Travis Show.